best in podcasts, the best in town. You want to get up, get ready to get down. With its big wide sky and the wild river Thames, if you want to go, we can take you there to Great Falls, Montana.
Welcome to the greatest damn town in Montana, Great Falls. I'm Rebecca Ingham.
I'm Shannon Newth.
And we're no damn experts. Shannon, I'm just going to tell you, I am still exhausted from Western Art Week. And all I did was walk around, buy a necklace, and visited with a few folks.
Right.
So, wow.
Yeah, you did a small portion of what our guest did for multiple days in a row. West Art Week is wonderful and exhausting, I think, especially if you're on the artist side of things. And with that, we have Tom and Patti joining us today. We're so excited that you're here. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being part of our community, and thank you for doing Western Art Week. That's a tough thing. I do nothing. Yeah. I should show up. Buy
No, it was
some
a
art
great
every
week.
now and again.
It was a great week. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I lured them here under the guise of their another venture that they have going.
I was hoping that is really what we got to talk about.
Yes.
So
but,
I'm going to just alert you that we're going to be talking about drinking later.
Okay.
They may not be prepared for it, but I know they will be. But before we start down that path, can we learn a little bit about Tom and Patti? Tom, I assume you all go by Dean, Tom and Patti Dean. Am I?
Patti Jo Lane.
Okay. Thank you, Patti Jo Lane. So let's start with Patti Jo Lane. Tell us who you are. What mysteries and wandering paths led you to this point in time?
Well,
You want me to start that?
No, it's quite a big jump. I actually am a physical therapist.
Oh, my goodness.
And had been practicing for the last 34 years in various places throughout Great Falls, and had some opportunities that presented themselves with some property that we inherited, and just really weren't sure what we wanted to do. And by that time, I had my own private practice. It was going really well. I loved it, got to do what I wanted to do the most. And but this opportunity came up vicariously through a realtor, because we had thought about selling the property. And
I inherited my father's property in there. The buildings and things like that.
We just didn't know what we were going to do. So the realtor that came out and looked at it said, "You need to turn this into a wedding venue."
Oh.
And not...
and you said, I love weddings.
I love weddings. I know how to do that. But, you know, I think everything you do in life brings you back to where maybe you're supposed to be. And I'm a very creative person. I've done a lot of different ventures, not just in physical therapy, but had organized and done a lot of things in the medical community, a lot of speaking engagements, a lot of development of different programs. So, you know, it's not a huge jump to think that I could figure out how to do weddings and to be able to market our place for not just weddings, but events, social gatherings, different things.
Corporate events.
And being able to manage a lot of different people.
So I'll interject right here. She is the brains of the ranch at Milo Creek. Seriously.
Well, that is a lot going on. Patti, are you a Great Falls girl?
I am not. I am originally from Dillon, but I am a Montana girl.
Yeah.
So
Nice small town.
Yes.
Quite not a stone's throw away.
No. Yeah, but I actually, the old Columbus Hospital recruited me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
And it was way before the merger. And so that's what brought me to Great Falls. I had some family that lived here too. So it was an easy jump for me to come right out of college and come here. And that's
Do you know Janine Rapp?
Yeah.
Remember Janine?
Yeah.
So Janine kind of set us up how we got together.
I was just
Dillon
going
to Great
ask.
Falls.
Okay.
Were you?
Oh, well, I was going to ask, are you two married? Because not a lot of people understand what your affiliation might be because we haven't shared that.
That's true.
We
just
are
said
married.
You're Tom and Patty. Yeah.
We are Tom and Patti. We are married.
We are
Yes.
married.
Okay.
Yes.
So Janine brought you two together as husband and wife, or Janine and you brought you together to come to Great Falls for this?
Janine used to work at
Columbus?
the Columbus Hospital, and
Okay.
I used to sell advertising to the
Okay.
hospital.
Oh,
And we went to, what was it, a coaches convention?
Yeah.
And then I asked you if you wanted to go jitterbugging, right?
So that was her claim to fame of
Yes.
hey.
being
Uh-huh.
the
That's
ones
good.
that. And she was
Okay.
my wedding, which is kind of funny. She was my wedding coordinator when we got married out at
Oh,
the ranch.
funny.
So we were the first wedding.
At
Yeah.
the
Wow.
ranch that
At the
is
ranch,
now the
that is-
ranch
Now
is
your
at
wedding
At
video.
Milo
Milo
Creek.
Creek.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
All right.
So it was kind of
Okay.
cool.
That is
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Let's transition to your husband, Tom Dean, who
I talk a lot,
was
so.
the star of a episode of Art in America, and that's the only thing I know about you other than your art.
Right.
So, Tom, tell us your deep dark
Deep
My
secrets.
secrets.
deep dark secrets.
Great Falls boy.
Well, Great Falls boy, born and raised here. My dad was a children's dentist here in Great Falls, Bob Dean, Dr. Dean. And
Was he
Um,
your dentist too?
he was my dentist. Yes,
and he
was.
owned a ranch. These are the
Yeah.
things I'm piecing together
Yeah,
so
he,
far.
property.
in 1971. Oh, turn down the volume of my voice.
No, I said short version.
Oh,
She's doing
I'm the
charades over
long
here.
version. Patty's the short version.
She
All
is
right. So anyway,
succinct.
my work history was in sales. So my first job out of college was KMON radio,
Oh,
and then I went to KFBB TV,
holy moly.
and then I went to the Great Falls Tribune, and then from there I went to selling commodity products at Carpenter Paper,
Okay.
which is now downtown where the CTA Architects or whatever it is.
Okay.
Anyway, and did that, and then was promoted to a manager over in Missoula. So
Oh.
in what year did we move to Missoula? 2000 and
1997.
Holy moly.
okay.
Long time ago.
Yeah. So 1997, moved to Missoula, and then I wanted to get back to Great Falls because I like to hunt and fish, and I love Missoula. We both love Missoula. It's a great place. We both graduated there. Patty's dad graduated from the U of M,
Who?
and now both of our kids have graduated from Missoula. So
Mackenzie's graduated too?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
it'll be
that happened fast.
2 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
2 years.
2 years. So,
Okay.
but we just, Great Falls just offered a lot more for family and community. A little bit smaller than Missoula, but just had just a lot more
It's-
feel for the kids. And we were having our second one then, and we just thought this would be a great place to raise a family. And,
Mm.
and we've
And,
loved it.
It's I've always loved Great Falls because you can be at a fundraiser. You know about this very well, Shannon. At a fundraiser, and you can have a physician and the guy that owns a radiator shop,
Mhm.
right? And you both can communicate and have a
Mhm.
beer and
Right.
fundraise for whatever cause you're doing. So
yeah.
no, it's a great time. And like Patty said, I started my artwork in
I was going to ask,
2000.
when did you start
Yeah,
carving
the last
wood?
job, the actual real job I had was Zimmer Orthopedics as a device rep. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so
Is this where you two cross? Or I'm hearing orthopedics and I'm hearing physical
Therapy.
therapy. Is that where you
It-
cross paths?
no,
No.
Okay,
no,
no,
that had
okay.
nothing to do with it.
Okay.
No, she was just hot.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah.
I'll hear this in the truck going home. Anyway, so I worked for Zimmer Orthopedic from 2006 through 2008, and I just started to go in after surgeries because you're done by 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. So I ended up going to the garage and trying to make something like a fish because I love to fish. So long story short, I did that and I got super obsessed with it and like compulsive. And so I made this big fish sculpture. I used to make just one board. And then over the years or months, I'd laminate 1, 2, 3, 4, so you could get a curve, right? So I was always out in the garage trying to do that. So fast forward, I made this big, huge fish sculpture, like 3 feet long. and I had these 3 big brown trouts on it, and they were a full-bodied fish.
Yeah.
And then I learned how to cut cattails out, and then I learned how to cut and carve a dragonfly. So Patti and I were down. I know you're getting tired of this, Patti.
Hey, this is our listeners' first time hearing
Okay.
this.
That's right. So we went down skiing at Big Sky, and I had this little trifold brochure
Yeah.
of one sculpture, and it looked like I had a lot of inventory. So we went into this gallery called the Painted Pony Gallery in Huntley Lodge. It's no longer there. So I kind of went in and said, "Hi, I'm Tom Dean, and so would you guys be interested in carrying my fish sculpture?" And her name was Denise D'Amico, and she said, "Sure." And I was just, "Oh my God, Patti!
Wasn't expecting
I got
that.
my
Yeah.
piece in a gallery." So she asked me what I wanted for it, and I didn't really think about that process, right? So at first I said it was $4,500,
Mhm.
right? And I am going to tell this story. And so it was when we go there in December of 2007, in January 28th, in February, or 2008, in February, and then March. And she called me and said, "Hey, I think you need to increase your price, Tom." And I laughed at her. I thought it was really funny because I thought $4,500, which is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And so just, can't swear, can I?
No.
Okay. Just for fun, I said 28.5, and she didn't laugh. And I'm like, "You serious? You're going to put that on there?" She did. And within a couple of weeks, it sold to a couple from the Yellowstone Club. They
My goodness.
came into the gallery and bought like $500,000 worth of artwork for their
Wow.
club house.
Wow.
And that was the start of Milo Creek Carvings. Yeah, it was.
That is an unusual start, though.
And you never whittled wood as a kid?
No, I never did. Now, my dad was a brilliant artist, from painting, illustration, acrylic, oil, carving, architecture, music, poetry, you name it. He was something else. So maybe all those times just watching my dad. I don't know. So at the age of 45, I left Zimmer
Mm-hmm.
and we talked, and I said, "I'll give myself 10 years to make this art thing successful." And I did it very, very rapidly.
Yeah.
Well, our
Mhm.
kids were little.
They were
then,
8 and 5.
and,
Now they're 27
having
and 24.
Somebody with flexible schedules,
Was pretty handy.
rarely handy. We decided we had to talk. Either somebody had to back down, go part-time or something with their job, just because it's hard when you have kind of
And you made
demanding-
more money.
Well,
than
it
I.
wasn't about that, but it was just demanding. And
It was.
so he was a way better stay-at-home dad than I ever was a stay-at-home mom. More fun, did a lot more things with the kids. Kids loved it. And so it just, for our family, worked really, really well. And we're able to kind of move forward with that. And
Right. I'll
done
tell a
really
funny
well.
story about Patti.
Okay.
Is that so
Patty's really looking forward to it, folks, too.
she is.
I really wish we had video
I
today.
know.
No, it was funny. I give her immense credit because we didn't know how to price the work when we first
Yeah.
started. I mean, how do you
Yeah.
don't know anything about it,
Right.
So her comment was, "We're not going to you're not going to be selling your pieces at the Fuzzy Elvis
Well,
booth on
yeah.
10th."
but I think his story about Big Sky is indicative of, it was quality, it was a beautiful piece, but sometimes people value things because of the price, not because they love it. And,
Right.
and it was a great testimony of that. Something that had been in there for a lot less value, people overlooked it. And it depends on what your audience is.
Yep.
And then once it moved upward, then it caught their attention.
It's a real interesting reverse side.
So psychology
thinking.
component
It really
to
is.
it. Yeah.
Well, and I think the other part of that is having zero artistic ability. I do have some really amazing signed stick figure prints if you'd like them. But having no artistic ability, I think there's an appreciation for the attention to detail that can be seen in some artwork to go, there's absolutely no way if I devoted my life to this for the next 30 years would I ever be able to come up with something like that. And to have that level of appreciation, to know what time it takes, what efforts it takes to be able to go, hell yeah, I'll spend $30,000 on that. Not a big deal.
It is. And, you know, it was, it's something when you go out on your own, and specifically art, is if you don't make anything, you can't sell anything, so you don't make any money. So, you know, failure was not an option when I started. You know, the three most important persons are Patti, McKellen, and Mackenzie. Anybody else, they're far second. So, but when you get into the art world, we're not here to talk about the art world, but it's a tough market. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. You got to have some thick skin. Ooh, I don't like fish.
So
that's okay. That's fine. I don't care
you
if you do or not.
Yeah.
That's right. Don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
Which is a great transition into alcohol. Let's start there, because I love beer. It is one of my favorite things. I'll drink some hard liquor every now and again, but
where is this coming from?
The reason this is coming
is
is
a path. Just go with it.
Okay.
It's a twisted, windy road.
Okay.
We'll get there. But my understanding is that your venue is going to be hosting the Rare Pour.
Yes.
Correct.
You want to talk about that?
Is this first open to the public, or is this by invitation only?
Well, we opened it to the public and we sold out.
There we go.
Within the week. It's our first
soiree
where we actually 10% of the proceeds that we are gathering is this time is going to go to Toby House. And so every time we do an event like this, then we'll pick another opportunity for folks that need some help. So we're really excited to be able to partner with them on this. They were really happy about that.
This isn't just a one and done,
No.
even though the second one isn't necessarily scheduled.
Correct.
So let's talk about what it is.
So we came up with the idea with Mike Callahan.
You want to start with tacos and tequila and all that?
No.
Okay.
We've done other events out there that were fundraisers that were people had already bid on, and there was a whole bunch of them out there. And so we combined everybody and did 2 or 3, I think, big tacos and tequilas fundraisers out there. And it was well received and great and fun. And so we kind of got together with Mark Kappas and Mike Callahan and said, okay, well, let's come up with something that's kind of for us. But we can still do those events, too, as we move forward. So we called it the Rare Pour because we can change the alcohol that we serve. So it could be whiskey one time, wine, beer, to make some people in the room happy.
Right.
And do a pairing that way. And so that's why we called it that, so we can change it. We limited it to just 48 seats, more so because we don't know what the weather's going to do. So we can get that many easily into the barn and not have to worry about the weather and keep everybody happy and kind of bougie this up. It's going to be a very high-end wine pairing and dinner that's going to be served. But the thing about this community is the support from all of the other chefs in town. So Mike is pairing up with Donnie from the Sip and Dip from Clark and Louie's, and he's going to be a part of it and help. So it's not just one entity of a chef in town, but them all coming together like they have for different weddings that we've had out there.
Is Sandy going to be involved in this?
I don't know if she's
Thayer?
going to help. I think
Okay.
she would probably like to just have someone sit there and give her
That's probably
something
true.
to eat and something
Yeah,
to drink
true.
and wait on her. And then bringing together their staff and coming out and doing that. We have Chuck Fulcher. He's going to be out there playing music for us. A lot of people in our community love him and
From
just
5-9.
know.
It's on April 25th.
5th, yeah. And that just kind of a really nice, enjoyable, relaxing evening. And supporting so many other folks in town, not just Toby House, but just all of the other great chefs that we have and caterers in town. So, yeah.
And this isn't drinks that you can just go to Albertsons and buy the 6 bottles and get 20% off.
20. No.
Right. No, we're hoping.
It's not that.
No, we partnered. I forgot one more partnership with Gusto. this time, and or looking at some other opportunities with some others down the road, that they'll bring in some wines that no, you don't get it at Albertsons.
They'll pair it with the food that Mike's going to cook.
That will be available just at that time if people want more information or can buy it at that time for that.
But it's a more rare item. You aren't going to find it at the bars. You're not going to find it necessarily in the easiest form to get, which makes this a real nice exclusive event.
Even more so is the venue. You haven't been out there yet.
No.
Have you been out there, Shannon?
No.
Okay.
I've seen
Sadly.
pictures, and I do just want to hang out at the
It
venue.
looks stunning.
Like sit in the front yard or, the porch.
Just hang out
if you
and be
see
there.
me there, just,
Well, you guys need to come out.
realize
for sure.
Yeah.
it's not weird.
Yeah, so we should go back maybe to the fact that this was a property that you were, a realtor
Yes.
was like, hey, you should do something with. So it was in
Well,
your family.
yep.
Yes.
My
Okay.
dad started on the place. He bought 40 acres in 1970, just across the river from Vaughan.
And so this is for people who don't live here, maybe explain a little bit
It's,
where you can find it.
It's about 20 miles west of Great Falls.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you live there or do you?
No, this is my
Okay.
dad's permanent residence.
Oh,
So
okay.
in 1972 to 1974, he started working on this this little house. So he brought this house that he bought for $150, that where the Talos apartments are right now.
Yeah.
So did that, and then in 1974 poured the foundation for the house, and it's a 4-story log hewn home.
Oh,
And so I lived there my last 2 years, junior and senior year of high school, on the 4th floor. And
the whole floor all to yourself?
It's a half
It's
a floor.
not. It's not that fabulous.
I'll show you.
That sounds quite.
You'll understand once we
bougie.
tour.
When you go
Yeah.
out there, you'll understand. So from 1974 through 1992 is basically the entirety of time that from start to finish. So there's the big barn or the big log house. There's a really beautiful barn. Then there's a loft. We used to have horses, and that's where we store our hay. And then the final building is this beautiful rock house out of all sandstone from the property. So it's like a piece of artwork, and it's more of an Austrian architecture. It's got the little tiny windows that, where the sheep barn, that kind of thing.
But it's all from the property. All
It
the
is. Yep.
stone or
So
sheep. Yeah.
the whole initial thing about my dad was he wanted everything to make it look old. And
Okay.
so here we are. Last year, it was 50 years old, the property. So, he hadn't lived out there for the last 10 years of his life. So things kind of went back to nature, like weeds and trees were down and shingles were blown off, and all there was tar paper.
Oh
And
my goodness.
so when we did find out that I was the actual beneficiary, we're like, holy crap, what are we going to do with this property?
Yeah.
We said more things than that.
Yeah.
A lot
And
of
then-
you inherited a lot of work.
Yes, we did.
That's exactly it. But
So a good high school friend of mine 2 years ago asked me if his daughter was getting married. And so he called and asked me, he said, hey, Tom, does your dad still have that place out by Vaughan? I said, yeah. He goes, well, my daughter's getting married, and I thought we'd see if we could use that. And I'm like, oh, Cal. No,
Yeah.
it's not even in the position of being used. And because we used to have kegers out there in high school. So that's where he remembers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beer.
I mean, if you're going to look back on your life fondly, I would agree it's probably Kegger's one of the top 10 memories.
It was fun. It was fun. So we hurried up and did a lot of work, and didn't charge the couple because we didn't know what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was beautiful.
yeah.
Absolutely
Well, she was a
beautiful.
great bride to
She
work
was.
with because she could
Super
care
chill.
less what it was. She
Super
thought it
chill.
looked good when she came out there, and we hadn't done anything. So by the time she got married, it was in pretty darn good shape. But then we still did a lot more after that, and then we decided it worked well, and that we would start and see if people
Would be
responded.
interested.
And Great Falls supported us fast.
Hugely.
Very quickly, and lots of ideas. But, again, a lot of support from mentors that were great at, figuring out how do we deal with alcohol when you have people out there drinking? How do you,
Yeah.
your
How do you deal with the insurance?
how do you set up your contract?
All the fun
there's
stuff. Yeah.
Right.
none
And that was
of
her.
that. But
How do you get people who just stay on your deck all day, just staring out
Right.
at the creek off your property?
exactly. And just, thinking about other ideas and what we can do with it. So we are so fortunate for that, because I would not have been able to figure this stuff out so quickly and been able to turn it around like we have if it hadn't been for, everyone in this community and support. That's for
Great
sure.
Falls has been great. Absolutely great.
So you guys don't live there. I love everything about this location.
Tom's showing off pictures. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
on his phone
So
over here
there's
to
the-
Rebecca.
Okay, but
Yeah.
people can't see that on the radio.
I know.
or on this,
But I
so.
can tell
But then
about
the
it.
other, there is a primary residence there that you guys aren't living in.
No.
People get to stay there. What are the
They do.
parameters of how this
Yeah.
venue can be used?
Well, what we do for right now is as a gift to the bride and groom that they can stay in the house if they're renting it for multiple days. The wedding party and whatnot, we allow for that. And we had thought about doing a VRBO or in that kind of situation, but it's a really unique house and property that makes that a little bit more difficult. And I think, but the only time really we could do it is in the winter, and that's a really hard time out there is winter, because our whole summer is booked for this next year, and we're already going into 2027.
Wow.
So, but for then, if they have it for 1 day use, then they have the whole use of the house and the property. They just don't stay overnight, and then allow some dry camping if it's the family or they're part of the wedding party, just to keep everybody closer to town. But that's the nice thing, is that they're close to town. It doesn't take
It's just
long.
18 miles west of Great Falls.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that's not a problem. And anybody listening to this podcast that wants to get in the business of having, blackout taxi, because they're
Oh.
not,
Or a
Yeah.
trolley. We'd be open
Trolley.
for a
Yeah.
trolley.
the party bus, because we don't have that anymore. And at least Uber comes out, so we know they know where we're at, or at least some of those drivers do. So that's an opportunity for folks listening of having something like that. But anyways,
Beyond weddings, if and let's be clear, I'm not actually going to do this. Sometimes people hear me say things like, hey, I'm going to do this. That doesn't mean I'm actually going to do it. If I wanted to launch a yoga retreat, would I be able to rent the venue and then allow people to stay there if I was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday? How many rooms can I possibly
There's
do?
2 bedrooms
Oh,
in the
I
whole
know, so
entire
no.
house.
Yeah, so they're going to
that's
come
gonna
back
be a
into
pretty small
town.
retreat.
and
You could have 4 people.
Yeah.
No,
they're
2 people.
Yeah,
You and your husband.
no, they'll come back into town and support all of our local hotels. But
I am honestly shocked to have that big of a
I know.
building and there's only 2 bedrooms. That's
Well, he was a
pretty neat.
bachelor.
he didn't think about that.
Yeah.
part.
No, you
That
should
makes
see the
sense.
master
There's like
bedroom. There's just a tiny little
3
closet.
living rooms. There used to be 2 kitchens. There only was 2 bathrooms. We made another one. So it's a funky layout
That's pretty awesome
with
though.
just 2 bedrooms.
It's
Okay.
an artistic house, is what it is. It's all about the artistic look. Functionality wasn't really in
Yeah.
the plan back then.
But that
No, it's really
does
cool. You
it
need to come.
does leverage your community then from that standpoint. It is still a beautiful venue. I was just thinking like corporate retreats
Right.
and I mean obviously yoga, which is right up my alley. Like if
Big
there was
yogi.
lodging, you could be like,
Sure.
this
But
is
we
limited
have done,
to 12
we did
people.
5 corporate retreats, like day things,
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
So we had.
So they can come out and do meetings, or that
Yeah.
they did meetings in town and they want to have dinner out
Okay.
there and
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
show it
nice.
off
Right.
to people from out of state. That's kind of where they
Nice.
enjoy that, because it's very typical. I mean, it looks like a set from the Yellowstone
Yeah.
It does.
movie.
Yeah.
You know,
And what was
so-
really cool, there was 2 events last year. So Netflix was doing a farm to table documentary, and
Well, not Netflix. But.
Well, they're a production crew. Then they sell it to Netflix, right?
Yeah.
So they came out, and so it was a local ranch west of or east of town, and they had a big dinner out there. Well, these gentlemen were from Ireland, and they were aghast. And,
They just wanted to like have that kind of experience, and then they were outside, and actually Tom and I weren't there for this second time, but
Right.
my daughter was, and she goes, well, do you guys want to see the house? And he said, well, I guess we can take a look at it. And as soon as he went in the house, he went, okay, bring the crew in here.
right.
Cool.
So they wanted to do the filming because it looks like you're in Old Faithful. Old
It's a
Faithful Lodge,
65-foot
you know?
Wow.
tall fireplace.
Well,
That's
and we get
amazing.
requests every now and like these are the weird requests. Like, hey, we're coming to film this person talking on this documentary. We need a house for them to be able to sit in.
Right.
This would be the place.
And I always thought, well, they live here. Why aren't you doing it there? Well, because it's not pretty. It's not an
Right.
aesthetic
That's not what they're looking
thing.
for.
They
Yeah.
need it in a different place. So then I'm like, oh, that's why. Like when I look at the, Dark Side of the Ring, the 90s WWE people and their documentaries, though they're always in these beautiful rooms. And I'm like, that's so weird. They don't look like they belong there. And now I know.
We were able to host
The Taiwanese.
the delegates that come from
Oh,
Taiwan
Yeah.
for the barley
Yeah,
association.
yeah.
No,
Mhm.
wheat.
Montana
Wheat,
wheat
barley,
barley.
Convention.
Barley and rice and
Yeah.
lentils.
And
that was really
which
cool.
was great. They were amazing, and just thought it was the most beautiful place and
It was
great
really cool.
food, and they
Everybody's
really,
handing out cards.
Yeah.
so that was again just, and that was supporting Montana. That they wanted to kind of showcase
Yep.
a place that was very much Montana-ish, but just
So not bad in the first year.
yeah.
No
I
kidding.
mean,
It
no
seems like
slouch,
there's
really.
a trend
No.
here of like, oh, we'll try art.
Give it a
Why
shot.
not?
I know.
Try
What the hell?
this. Why
venue
not?
thing.
Going well. Yeah.
Well, that's
Good
the other
deal.
thing we've been talking about for a couple of years is to have an art event.
That would be
Out
cool.
there.
That would be
Yeah,
really
it would be
neat.
very,
yeah.
very cool.
Yeah. Have
Very
you had any surprises or like, oh, that's a weird meeting group or association, or
Yes.
this is a weird themed wedding or things like that? That like,
We had one lady, the funeral.
Oh well, no, but that's fair. That people
It was.
wanted to have the reception there
that's
for
a
their
nice-
loved
yeah,
one,
that's
you
nice.
know, because they really loved Montana,
Mm.
and she wasn't from here.
Mm.
Maybe she was here for a bit, but her husband was from here, and he really
Oh.
wanted to. She was calling from Hawaii,
Mm.
but I think
We haven't had any weird
we
things.
haven't had any weird no, we're not doing that.
So did you retire from physical therapy to do this now, or are you still doing
Right.
both? Or
I don't know if I say I retired. I'm reluctant to say that because it makes me sad. But I would say that I don't
see
do it
less
anymore.
patients?
Yeah.
You see less patients than
yeah,
you once
no,
did.
That's
I
a
was
career well spent if
Right.
you're sad.
to say I'm
yeah,
done.
yeah.
I'm done.
You're
Unless
done.
this doesn't work and I have to come back, I guess, But
Need to make the mortgage
it's just
payment.
too hard. I mean, I kept patients after I closed my private practice. I kept some patients that I would go and see their house, and
You
know,
enjoyed that.
yeah, it was fine. But then I just finally said I can't do it all anymore, and I lost my focus and trying to steer one to the other. So yeah.
My mom had total knee replacement surgery, and she got to see a physical therapist, and then I got to go home with her and make sure she did her exercises. I praise any physical therapist who can do this because I yelled at her a lot, like every hour on the hour. I'm like, all right, let's do your exercises. And I'm like, you're not doing them good enough. And she's like, Carmen's a lot nicer than
Yes.
you are. And I'm like, yeah, Carmen ain't here. So unless you want Carmen here every day, you got me.
And
that's
Carmen is really nice. I know who that is. So, yes, but that's what everybody says about it. I have friends that are physical therapists, and they send their parents or their husbands to me because they won't listen to them, and vice versa. I have to send my family away as well.
Well,
because
turns out after I left, they're like, you're doing way too much. And I'm like, oh, well, I was misinformed. And they're like, you don't have to be doing this every hour. I'm like, I'm waking her up every hour at night. I'm like, come on, get out of bed. We got to do this.
That's
and
mean.
She was happy when I left.
That was your goal.
No, Patti and I asked too many questions. And she's like, "You're to be seen, not heard. I don't want to see you anymore.
Yeah.
You need to see my friend."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard
that's
to
fair.
treat your family.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
fair.
What is the capacity for the venue? Like, what's your sweet
It's a
spot? Are we
really
talking
good question.
15,000 guest
Similar,
wedding?
very
or-
close
Yeah.
to that number. For like weddings, we really like to stay under 200.
Okay.
If they're going to go over 200, then I want them to talk to me about it. And I kind of have to see what's before and after them, because we're just looking at the land and how hard that is on the land and so many people.
Yeah.
150 is, I'd say, our sweet spot, which I would say almost every wedding is at. They say they invited 200, but you're going to get 125, So I kind of know who they are and know how big it is going to be because of Great Falls. And so I think the thing that I worry about, and it doesn't seem my brides do, is weather. That I really try to help them get prepared, because the barn only could hold, if we have tables in there, we can get 78 in there.
Okay.
So most of it is going to be, some of the barn will be set up, but they're going to have a tent and the dance floor. And so it's going to be an indoor-outdoor wedding no matter what. And so they all think it's just going to be great weather. And they were fortunate last year, and it was. We had a weird summer. And but June is always our diciest summer or month, I guess. And so we've partnered with another gal that has a wedding. She has wedding items and stuff you can rent. She has tents and stuff. And so she comes in and sets up the tent, and, we can make it work. But I always have that plan B, because I meet with them the week of their wedding and say, okay, we know what the weather's going to do. It looks great. Or it's not going to work, and we're going to have to really shift. And what are we going to do to be able to have the ceremony and the reception and everybody not be cold or wet? So
when it comes to tables, chairs, decor, do you have all that? Do you partner with this tent contractor?
We have 25 round tables.
So we have the tables and chairs,
and we have
for
150
the reception.
folding chairs, and then we have 52 padded chairs, and then they are 14-foot benches. You can get 8 people. So it's how it's all kind of staged. When you look at a outdoor wedding, it's all kind of wedged.
This makes it easier.
Yeah.
It was too hard
Chevron style.
to
Chevron
keep
style, yes.
hauling tables out and chairs out and in
So
and
we're
out.
getting older, Rebecca and Shannon, and the only thing we want is we provide the venue space.
Yeah.
You provide your caterers, your linens, your flowers. You do all that. We're just the venue to have it at, which has been good so far. So we have a golf cart so that they can go pick up an older family member out in the parking lot.
That's nice.
And bring them back. Yeah, no, it really is.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's been a big hit.
I have a dream of creating a golf cart brigade. So multiple
Sure.
golf carts that
Along
can,
with yoga.
Not yoga as much. I just use that as I try to be cool. But I do see a vision where you've got like 15 golf carts running back and forth between like conventions in town, or doing a tour of the murals. I think there's some
That'd be cool.
benefit for this golf cart brigade during Western Art Week and a few like Mimosa Showdown.
Oh,
It
sure.
would. It would. Well, the one thing that we hear
I've learned
the
it's
most,
a little bit more of a challenge, but
well, the
still
one
a
thing
dream.
that we hear the most of is, I'm so glad you and Patti did this, because there really isn't. There is, because I don't want to hear backlash from anybody, but there's not an outdoor venue like that, like this.
Well, I think it's just giving more choices and
Just more choices, exactly.
Yeah.
and
Because
still
there's some really beautiful places in Great Falls.
still that everybody that has been doing this forever still is getting all the weddings that they want. I mean, because I think we're
variety of
losing them to
options.
Helena is what was happening.
Well, and
Yeah.
then we also see some sneak up into that Augusta area, which we still benefit from a little bit, but they have to find a bus to get everybody out to some
Right.
of those areas.
And Conrad just opened another one, the Silos.
Yeah.
I think this is their first summer of just trying to kind of figure it out and stuff
Yeah.
too.
But I think anytime, I wasn't a traditional bride. I'm sure everybody's shocked by this, but I think there just comes an opportunity where you want to have some variety in the options that are available to you. And I think the big thing is Great Falls can be a destination that you would have your wedding at, and you can have beautiful venues for that within a close proximity to town.
Yeah.
I have a gal this summer. Her mom is from here. I don't think she grew up here, but she lives in Arizona, and she called me and scheduled without looking at it live. And I said, "Are you sure about that?"
That's a brave bride.
It is a
Yeah.
brave. I said, "Well, I will promise you that it looks better in person, even though it looks good on the website and all that." But I said, it is even more impressive. And so she's like, "Nope, we're going to do it." I said, "All right." And then her mom was here for Thanksgiving, and she thought, well, maybe I should go out and take a look at it and see if it really is. And she was just floored, just loved it. So, I can see that happening. Like if we did get somebody from, it seems like we always have a little connection, though. Somehow, some way, there's a connection to Great Falls. But none of her family lives here or her friends, but they're all coming to Great Falls for the wedding. So that's really exciting to
And the other
to
thing,
see that.
the house and the property is so rustic that if that's not your vibe, this isn't the place.
Right.
I mean, pure and simple.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. So again, I think it just or a connection somehow to Montana or something close to here. And so then I've worked with all of you guys here. So I have on my website, I send them to the state of Montana of like when they're here, we're going to go to Glacier, I'm going to go to Yellowstone, and then have all the stuff that they can do here in Great Falls that they can send out. I send out like information of the closer hotels that they can take a look at so that we can really support Great Falls and the fun things that they can do. Like if they do a week-long thing, let's go float on the Missouri. Let's, do a little hike. Let's go to the sluice box or whatever. So it can help them try to help their family members and the groom and all of their bridal party have access to some fun things.
And come early and stay late. You don't have to just show up for that wedding.
That
takes 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's where it's really nice to get more dollars into the economy because you have those family members that fly in or drive from elsewhere in Montana. And it's no different than, having a football game in Bozeman or Missoula. But
It's so easy to fly into Great Falls.
It is.
It really is.
Everyone's like, oh, it's more expensive. I'm like, oh, it is so easy.
I'm reminded of that every time I fly. When I show up and just breeze right through and ready to go, I'm like, I am so thankful
Get
for
off the
this
plane.
airport.
We can get off the plane and be home in 20 minutes.
Yeah. It is a nice thing. It's a great thing.
What I have learned in the last week, which I will just hammer home, that if you're booking early for your flights, they're all relatively the same price. The only time that you are going, oh, Great Falls is so expensive, is if you're a last minute Lucy. And then other markets have different pricing. The more closer to the time you book it is, because they have a lot more empty seats. Great Falls is a destination people want to be at, so you don't have the opportunity to be a last minute Lucy and get a cheap rate because everybody's already booked the flight.
Yeah.
So that's what I know.
Yeah.
It's not helpful. I know people are still like,
Well, where did you get married?
Coeur d'Alene.
In a chapel?
No. In a yard of a bed and breakfast
Nice.
by the proprietor of that bed and breakfast. My husband was convinced, probably still to this day, that it is only valid in Idaho if it is valid at all, because he's like, I don't think that was real. I'm like, yeah, we got the marriage license. It doesn't matter what she said. That's your deal. I said, we're
Well, he
legally,
put a ring on it.
Yeah.
He did put a ring on it.
we are legally married in all 50 states.
And
Not
around
just
the world.
Idaho.
It is legal.
Yeah. But we'd been together for 5 years. So it was just like,
Very cool.
let's get this thing done. And there was a lot of negotiations between myself and my mother on that, because I am the only daughter in the family. And I'm like, you are allowed to come, and I will grant you 20 invitations. They can go out 2 weeks before the event. And my mother's like, well, that's not going to give a lot of people a lot of time to plan to get there. And I'm like, bingo.
That's the point.
What the small wedding.
Yeah. So it was perfect for us. I wasn't too elaborate. I was barefoot in a beautiful dress that
Oh,
fairy
cool.
godmother tailored for me that I bought off of eBay. So, yeah, it was a great.
You were rocking it.
Yeah.
And look at, you're just
Yeah.
beaming right
Yeah,
now.
20 years later, I'm still
There's just
just
this glow.
just so excited.
Well, I think we had 2 weddings last year that they called me and said, yeah, do you have, I said, I only have weekdays. And they said, oh, that'd be great. We
Perfect.
want to get married next month.
Oh.
And so
Great.
they pulled it off in a month because they didn't, the same thing, didn't
Yeah.
care.
Mm.
Had the family and friends that they knew wanted to be there
Yeah.
and put together very quickly a very nice wedding. And
Mhm.
so, we still have that opportunity for them this summer. I have a couple laters. I have like 2 more openings for weekends, but then we'll have to go into weekdays.
Yeah.
But those, short notice ones, they
really don't care.
they don't care.
No.
And they
For
can do
us,
it.
we
What's
Yeah.
really fascinating to watch this last year is some brides are incredibly detailed, and quite a few brides, there's no notebook. They're not writing anything down. And so, Patti,
That
you don't
makes
want to
me
get
so
into wedding
uncomfortable.
planning, but
that,
it's
that they're not writing anything down, but then it all works out. So I guess
Yeah.
we're not there. We do go and we help get you set up, and then we're available if you need us during the day. And then we go out sometime during the reception just to make sure you're going into the evening, nothing is happening or whatever. And I can't tell whether they've been planning for 2 years or just a month. It looks all good to me.
yeah.
It might have been different with the setup with moms and
Yeah.
dads
Yeah.
and people getting a little tense and stuff. But I do try to, I don't try to do any of the planning, but I just remind them that this is the biggest day of your life, really.
Well,
One of them coming and
it's
and to
such a
enjoy
big
it.
investment. No matter if you
Right.
it's
spend
a huge
a
investment.
little bit or a lot, it's still a big investment.
Right.
I mean, in addition to the fee of the venue, I mean, they've been planning for an entire year, and the dresses and the
Food
flour and the
flowers
food
and
and
photographer and just
buying all this stuff that they.
Photography.
Yeah,
First
everything
and
has a wedding
music,
markup,
everything.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
So we encourage them to bring their photographer out if they haven't been there before, because there's so many opportunities for photos that the day of your wedding is not the time to figure that one out.
So
No.
true.
And so that you can get some variety.
Mhm.
Or they'll do their announcement photos out there if they have time for that, whenever they've scheduled and whatnot. So that works really well for them. But
And the nice upgrade that we did for the first year is because we had some of the porta potties. We ended up buying one of those really
The
really nice.
fancy porta
ones?
potty?
Yeah, the fancy
No, it's
one.
got heat. It's got air
Ooh.
conditioning.
Ooh, nice.
They're
That is
clean.
so nice.
It is
Yeah.
so nice.
That
It is
sounds like a
nice.
good
It's a
investment.
big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
it's a beautiful way
big
to go to
deal.
the bathroom.
Yeah.
It is.
Beautiful way.
Put a big mirror out
Yeah.
so girls can see how they look and kind of jazz it up and
Yeah.
stuff. So that was,
That's neat.
Right.
because who wants to go into the porta potty with their
Your
Ew.
own
a wedding
face.
dress
Gross.
Yeah.
or their dresses?
It's
and-
gross.
Yeah.
I don't
so-
want to go into a porta potty
ever.
Ever.
I'd rather go
Right.
in the woods than in a porta
Right.
potty. So
No,
that
fair.
makes a big difference.
Right.
Fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the
So-
other cool thing that we'll have you guys out this spring is so the ranch at Milo Creek.
Mm-hmm.
So we kept that theme because my middle name is Milo. My grandfather was Milo
Okay.
Dean. He was the
Kind of wondering
administrator.
where that name
Yeah.
came from.
He was the
Yeah.
administrator of the Great Falls Clinic for about 25 years.
Okay.
And then
Wow,
he
okay.
was the administrator at Deaconess. And he was a gentleman's gentleman. So that's how I named my art business Milo Creek Carvings.
Mm.
And then we all kind of sat down. What the heck should we call this thing? The ranch at Milo Creek.
Hmm.
So what's funny about that, I haven't found a Milo Creek if you Google Milo Creek.
Well,
There isn't
I was
one.
going
But
to
there is
say,
a creek at
Nowhere.
the house that my dad, so it pumps water from a pond up to the
so you
top.
made a creek.
So
Right.
Oh, it is.
that's
Sounds just like you're
So
in
it
the
really
mountains.
is a creek.
It really
Yeah.
is a creek. Don't give me that look.
Well, I'm just saying, if you made it, you could name it Milo.
right.
We did.
We did.
Yeah.
It's Milo
It's like
Creek.
Milo's
now there
Creek.
is one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
anyway,
neat.
those are kind
That's
of
neat.
two caveats that are pretty
Yeah.
That
cool.
is really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Is any of your artwork out there?
No, it is
Prints.
not. Prints are.
But,
Okay.
you
But
know,
I don't want to, if you're,
people.
yeah. Some of the, and they're not
Wedding
bad.
dress.
Trust but
reception people.
verify.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
It would be gone.
It would
the first day.
Well, not so much gone, but probably destroyed.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
It would.
But I will
I've
say
met
everyone
people
has
like that.
been
Ooh.
So
so
have I.
respectful. Normal fun happening outside, but in the house has been fine. We have a place for the guys to get ready up above in the loft. And they love it up there. And people we've just been really blessed. But I meet with them a lot.
Right.
I want at least 3 meetings with them.
The
so
key
that
is to develop a friendship, not just a business
Yeah.
because
relationship.
then we both are
'Cause
giving
it's
each other
important.
grace.
Yeah.
If something happens at property that we didn't anticipate, they're not gonna lose it. And as well as, if something happens that they need help, we're gonna, mutually. We met a lot of great people and have developed great friendships that we would never have met these people
True.
had we not done this. So it's kind of keeping Tom and I young. We're getting
It
in
is.
they're all, between 25 and 35.
And not to put words in your mouth, but it's got to be nice to see love all the time. Like just rekindling.
happy.
Like, oh, honey, I'm so glad we're still together. Look at them just starting out. And every
It
day
is.
gets
It is.
more
There was
love.
a gentleman, and I know I won't give away who they are, but they'll know who they are if they listen to this. But their son was not able to be at their wedding. It was his sister's wedding, and so he did a video. Or he didn't do a video, but he did
It was
audio.
her brother.
Yeah, of he was supposed to be the best man because his sister was marrying his best friend,
Oh,
and he gave the most beautiful, heartfelt groomsman speech. There was not a dry eye in that whole
Oh.
place. We were all sobbing. He should have written, I'm sure he has it written down. Most beautiful thing
was
I've ever
very
heard.
and then he didn't have to deliver it live. So
No.
just
So
really
he just
rolled
polished.
it.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't he
Wow.
overseas
No, he's
stationed somewhere?
yeah, he was down in Florida or something like that.
Right.
But anyways, so getting to experience that is fun because, we're at an age where my kids are all getting that married thing going, but we're going to funerals.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. And so not a lot happening there, just a lot of sad tears. And so to see this, you're right, as a real gift, actually, to see the start of it and be there to kind of support these folks too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I would think it'd be really helpful. I'm just thinking, like, as a bride, it would be so helpful having you, like, intentionally wanting to check in and, like, watching the weather and watching the logistics. So it was somebody else paying attention to that and not just like, oh, here you go, good luck. Like,
Right.
that
Right.
you're
Best of luck,
involved.
pal.
That seems very helpful.
Well, and thank you, Shannon. Yeah. I just can't imagine, I just don't want their day not to be exactly what they wanted. Now, I don't control the weather, but I certainly can try to make it so this would be a really fun, unforgettable event, not like what you pictured. Because when we got married there, I don't know what I was thinking.
I was drinking Bud
we-
Light with your
Got married on
cousin.
June.
Like a kegger.
Yeah. No, we got married on June 21st, and I didn't think anything about weather. Nobody said a word to me about weather, and it was so cold. The whole week of our
prior
wedding, we
to
were all in
rain,
snow.
rain.
cold, and my friend Janine was like, "What are we gonna do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be all right, right?" And voila, on Friday it was 80 degrees,
It was beautiful.
beautiful. We
Mosquitoes
could put
came
away
out.
our
yeah, of
I'm
course.
smacking you on the forehead.
and
Yeah.
barely had like a backup plan. I mean, I had, I think,
No,
a
we didn't.
tent, but kind
Not at
of, I just thought, well, it'll work out. And I think that's what they all think.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's not going to. And that's why I get with the gal from Shindigs. We talk about, okay, we got to have our plan of when this is not going to go.
Yeah.
How can we line up the tents the way we're going to need to
And her name
keep
is
people-
Alexia.
Lexa.
And, Lexi. And she owns Shindigs. And
Okay.
she is one hell of a hard worker.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good to
God.
know.
Well, they're
Yeah.
great because they come in and they set it up.
Put it up and take it out.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's work
very
for the
nice.
young ones.
it is.
Holy moly.
Well, and it's nice with the wind because she knows what to do. And
Yeah.
so it makes it
Yes.
safe. So we make people go through her because, you and I putting up a tent, it's not going to work. It's going to end up in belt.
Yeah.
And so,
if I can even get it up.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
it seems like the center should be a little taller than,
Straight
4
forward.
foot.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing we did learn from one wedding was the dad, he was the one that organized everything
Mm.
down to a T. I mean, he had a tape measure. He was taping all the tables and exactly how many people could get around. And anyway, the best thing he ever did, because this was our biggest wedding, it was like 253 or something like that. He ordered a delicious caterer on Sunday. So when all those kids were drunk and hungover, they got a great meal. And let me tell you, it made night and day for those guys. All right, let's get going on here.
So cleaning it up.
Yeah.
So that was easy.
That's
for them.
smart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
I think he
Take
shared
note.
with me, though, his sheet so I could help other brides. He
It's like,
did.
do you-
Because
Learn from
of
that,
you
yeah.
know, the music's gonna start, here's gonna walk. I mean, he had it, I don't know if he got it off the knot or
was
what he did,
dialed
but
in.
man, he was dialed in and it was
That's so
Right.
handy.
And speaking
Yeah.
of the knot, we are on the knot and the
Hey.
wedding wire.
yeah.
Well,
So-
look
Very
at
cool.
that.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, big question. Do you prefer weddings, meetings, or fun events where you drink? Rank them in your favorite order.
Weddings pay the bill. So we really like that one.
Events are easier.
Events are
Mhm.
easy because they're just more relaxed and there's less
Yeah.
people. And no, we don't drink out at these events. Rebecca.
I would.
Well, we
kind of.
do, because then we can stay the night, and so then I don't have to
You
worry
guys
about
at
it.
least
but-
get a room.
We do. One of two.
Well, and I think anytime I don't have to use the house, like because the weddings, then I have to do the whole thing and
Yeah.
get that all ready. That's probably the most work that it takes. But I think they're all kind of fun to do.
They're all fun in their own way, you
Mhm.
know. I mean, there's couples that are definitely a lot more fun when they, invite you in, and then others are very, this is very private, and we totally get that. We've had a couple people invite us to the whole thing,
Well, we
dinners
end up
and all that
staying,
thing.
and that's not the point of us being
No,
there.
it is not.
But then we go there, and they're like, "Oh, hi, Tom. Why are you here?" Or why, because he knows everybody, and so
Yeah.
then you end up, talking to the whole
At
crowd.
any point,
and
do you go, "This is my place"?
Right?
we
That's why
try to
I'm
keep
here.
it focused on the bride and that this is their reception and not about us. And we do remind them too. This is one thing. I think the one thing we found is that people want to see the house.
Mm.
So I give the bride a code and said, "Do not let everybody in here because your stuff's in here."
Right.
And they're
You don't want it ripped off.
yeah. And so I said, "That's not what this is for.
No.
If you want to bring your uncle in or whatever, that's fine. But you guys are busy somewhere and you've invited people that maybe you don't know as well, and they're scrambling through the house. So that's one thing that they went, "Oh, you're right."
Mhm.
So
Well, I really appreciate you coming and sharing your stories.
Well,
That's
thank
really
you,
nice. I
guys.
can't wait to come tour it and then go sit on the deck every now and again.
Yeah. Bring your
Um,
little whatever beer of choice
Yeah,
on a nice night.
I got a lot of options
we'll
for
light
that.
up the
Okay.
fire pits and let you
Yeah.
sit and enjoy the
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah. It's a great
That
place.
sounds lovely.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
So you're planning your corporate retreat, your wedding, your elopement, your renewal of vows, your funeral, your small family gathering of family reunion of 10 people, whatever
Yeah.
it is,
Mhm.
class
Right.
reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people show up
Yep.
for that.
Speaking
Think
of that,
of
at one of the
branches
weddings,
at Milo Creek.
I met this guy at that same wedding where he bought the Sunday food. Comes up and he goes, "Are you Tommy Dean?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Jay." And we'll give his last name. I'm like, "Oh my God, Jay." And I hadn't seen him since high school.
Oh, wow.
And he now lives in Tennessee, and it was his niece that was getting married.
Oh, crazy.
Oh,
So that was a lot of fun. Now we're
Yeah.
recreconnected. So
Small world.
but
the
you
world
do
is a
find
6 degrees of separation,
Yeah.
that is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
it's all just one big small town around here.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It gets
It is.
little
Well, thank you
incestuous.
two
Yeah.
for this. Wow,
Oh.
Patty, we did
We
our
did.
first
You've officially
podcast.
done your
I
first
did it.
podcast.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yay.
You guys were pros at it. You guys should do
Yeah,
the
you
circuit.
should try
Right.
it again.
Sure.
If you
yeah.
need
Right.
me to make a call into Joe Rogan,
We
I
will.
certainly can.
We will. We
He's
will.
not going to answer it, but
Yeah. But we'll
make a
try.
call.
Yeah, why not?
So, folks, another reason for you to do stuff here in our town, if there wasn't enough already, but this is a really unique venue. I would encourage you to look at it online. You will fall in love with the pictures, and as Patti said, it's even better in person.
We'll have a link to that in our show notes for the podcast.
So, folks, until we see your bright, smiling, happy, healthy, beautiful faces in our fine city, we do hope you're creating amazing memories with your friends and family, wherever you might be. See you soon.
We're No Dam Experts is the recorded claims from Great Falls, Montana, covering what you need to know about this amazing damn town.